This is a second last SCP from this author called Rocky Red 9. The last one is actually not that far away. It's like 90 SCPs away from us. But the previous one that we got to read of theirs was 2258. 2258. Yes, that was a good one. It was a bundle of balloons that tried to escape the Foundation by, you know, like bonking themselves against the wall. They really want to get out. They just couldn't. Nothing worked. Felt bad for them, but it was also kind of hilarious. So, Rocky Red 9, you wrote the 29-year Paintball War, which fits because there's 29 at the end of the SCP number. So, let's see what this is all about. Object class Keller, man, 2 Kellers in a row. Special containment procedures. The cover story about SCP-2629 containing hazardous amounts of asbestos must be maintained. All entrances and exits to SCP-2629 must be sealed and inconspicuously reinforced due to the high frequency of daytime visits to SCP-2629 necessitated by Foundation personnel. An underground tunnel has been constructed from SCP-2629 to another Foundation-owned property. Every day at 12:30 p.m. Central European Time, MTF Iota 17 Grandale humans must enter SCP-2629 via the underground tunnel. All members of MTF Iota 17 are to be trained in marksmanship, firearm-based close quarters combat, and competitive paintball. All members of the task force should be equipped with standard paintball gear. At 1 p.m. MTF Iota 17 is to engage -A in a game of Capture the Flag. Paintball. The task force must do everything it can to win the match without breaking any of the conventional rules of competitive paintball. See document 3, rules and regulations recognized by -A. Failure to win the match or to follow the rules will result in an Aleph 2629 scenario. Okay, so we have show previous Aleph 2629 procedures. In the event of Aleph 2629 scenario, all civilians within 300 meters of SCP-2629 must be immediately evacuated on the cover story of a gas leak. Any civilian witness to Aleph 2629 must be treated with amnestics. Well, move the chair a little bit further back. Oh god. Sometimes I feel a little bit squashed. There we go. Paintball splatter in unlikely places, example inside of a private office, are to be completely cleaned before civilians are allowed back within range of SCP-2629. Any paintball splatter on public property is to be passed off as teenage vandalism. Okay. Then show current Aleph 2629 procedures. Should the Aleph 2629 alarm be raised, all staff at Site 19 must make the following precautions. Put on protective paintball gear stored at their workstation or at the nearest general purpose storage locker. Any staff who cannot immediately access their gear must cover their eyes and ears until they can access it or the Aleph 2629 scenario has passed. All delicate equipment must be immediately stored away, or in worst case scenarios protected with staff members' bodies. Okay, damn. Any paper material must be put away to where it cannot be immediately destroyed. A plastic folder or a desk drawer is fine. All available security staff must make their way to any SCP deemed vulnerable to harm from -A, or no harm of physical bearing as -A has thus far been found. It can be placated by an abundance of targets. Staff must be on alert until all clear signal is announced. Okay, here we go. Description: SCP-2629 is an abandoned indoor paintball venue previously known as located on the outskirts of Krakow, Poland. SCP-2629 is inhabited by 5 Class 3 incorporeal humanoid entities designated -A. Individual -A entities are designated from -A-1 to -A-5. Facial recognition software shows that -A bears great resemblance to 5 teenagers. See document 2. Possible origins of -A for names and photo identification. Who died in a drunk driving accident approximately 5 kilometers outside Krakow. Or Krakow. No records exist of the 5 teenagers visiting SCP-2629. while it operated as a paintball venue. While Dash A is typically incorporeal when it's visibly manifest, there are a few exceptions. Paintballs fired from Dash A weapons not only have physical tangible bodies, but do not then be manifest with Dash A. Chemical analysis of paintballs fired by Dash A have shown no anomalous properties. In addition, paintballs fired at Dash A will impact them the same way it would any other solid matter. Dash A typically manifests within SCP-2629 at 1 PM each day. If left unattended to, Dash A will leave SCP-2629 and begin roaming around the surrounding neighborhood, spraying people and property with their paintball guns. This is what is referred to as an LF-2629 scenario. Note, for changes in the LF-2629 scenario over time, see the 2629 event timeline. LF-2629 scenarios typically last for several hours, after which Dash A begins to demanifest. Dash A will always be manifest within SCP-2629 at 1 PM, regardless of whether an LF-2629 scenario has occurred or not. So far, the only way Dash A can be deterred from an LF-2629 scenario is if they were engaged in a game of Capture the Flag paintball shortly after manifesting. If MTF IOTA 17 wins the match, Dash A will peacefully demanifest, reappearing again only at 1 PM the next day. If MTF IOTA 17 loses or breaks any of the conventional rules of paintball, an LF-2629 scenario will occur. I see. Interview log. Them to communicate with Dash A have met with great difficulty. While Dash A is happy to engage in in-game banter with MTF IOTA 17, they are disinterested in communicating about any subject other than paintball. Nevertheless, several attempts have been made to communicate with them during paintball matches. Dr. Ben Kasisak has replaced one of the MTF IOTA 17. Come on. Members during the daily match with Dash A. Kasisak, I don't know how to say this at all, is clothed in MTF IOTA 17 standard paintball gear. All dialogue is translated from Polish. Hey, I just want to Kasisak with several paintballs from Dash A2. Stop playing or shut your mouth. Hey, you're not one of the guys we usually have. I just want to ask, why are you spending all eternity in the paintball arena? Why not? Dash A2 runs off. Yeah, why not, man? Then we have the event timeline. So the 10th, the 1st, 20th, 1988, reports of unusual vandalism and spectral sightings emerged from a small area outside Krakow. Foundation official launches investigation. 1st, 22nd, 1988, as SCP-2629 discovered. 1st, 24th, 1988, immediate vicinity of SCP-2629 is evacuated as containment procedures are devised. 2nd, 1st, 1988. I see, so this is a month first. Okay, for sure. First match between MTF IOTA 17 and Dash A. 5th, 17th, 1988, attempt to stack the odds in MTF IOTA 17's favor by rearranging the playing field. First LF-2629 scenario under current containment procedures triggered. Surrounding neighborhood successfully evacuated and cleaned. 8th, 18th, 1994, first lost by MTF IOTA 17. LF-2629 scenario triggered. Surrounding neighborhood successfully evacuated and cleaned. 6th, 30th, 1998, second loss by MTF IOTA 17. LF-2629 scenario triggered. Surrounding neighborhoods successfully evacuated and cleaned. I mean, 4 years is a good amount of time to pass without civilians becoming suspicious. 2nd, 28th, 2000, third lost by MTF IOTA 17. LF-2629 scenario triggered. Dash A manifests not in the neighborhood surrounding SCP-2629 but inside 19 kilometers away. Multiple Side 19 personnel splattered with paint. This is the first time Dash A has manifested outside of a 250-meter radius within SCP-269. Interesting. 3rd, 1st, 2000. An inquiry is launched into why Dash A manifests within Side 19. Chat between MTF IOTA 17 members about Foundation operations is deemed to be the most likely cause. All operatives are now forbidden to discuss all Foundation matters unrelated to SCP-2629 while inside SCP-269. Oh, like, did somebody mention about it? Okay. In other defense, it seemed very unlikely Dash A would take an interest in greater Foundation operations. Given the monomaniacal focus on paintball. That's no excuse for how lax we were, but I feel it need to be said, Doctor. So yeah, they probably talked about Foundation, and then these guys were like, oh, okay, let's visit that place. 4/13/2002, fourth lost by MTF ISO 17. Yeah, multiple side 19 personnel and interior facilities splattered with paint. 6/25/2004, fifth lost by MTF ISO 17. LF2629 now triggered multiple side 19 personnel and interior facilities splattered with paint. Significant damage done to the unprotected equipment. Restricted access waiting to close down for maintenance. My question is, do they now just attack Side 19 now all the time and Kakao is actually safe, or do they do like will they swap? 6/26/2004, multiple Side 19 personnel file request for neutralization of SCP-2629. Request denied by ethics committee. They're already dead. They're already dead, just get rid of them. 2/14/2005, sixth loss by MTF ISO 17, LF2629 now triggered multiple Side 19 personnel and corridors splattered with paint. Attempts by several personnel to disperse -A using paintball guns illicitly brought into Side 19 only cause further damage to the facilities. Of course it is. 7/7/2009. Seventh loss by MTF ISO 17. I mean, 7 losses within like 30 years, nearly 30 years is pretty good though. 20 years, sorry. 20 years right now. What am I talking about? 7th loss by, yep. LF2629 is now triggered. Multiple Side 19 personnel and interior facilities splattered with paint. Researcher suffered significant eye trauma after being struck in the eye by a paint. Oh my god. Ay, ay, ay. 7/8/2011, mobile Side 19 personnel file request for neutralization. Pardon me. Of SCP-2629 request denied by ethics committee. Again, like they're already dead. Ethics committee, like that. 7/17/2013, 8th loss of MTF ISO 17. LF2629 is now triggered. Multiple Side 19 personnel and interior facilities splattered with paint. 12/28/2014, 9th loss by MTF ISO 17, LF2629 is now triggered multiple Side 19 personnel and interior facilities splattered with paint. Computer terminal damaged by stray paintball, delaying research into SCP. And then we have, you guys are losing all of your power, man. You're losing a lot more often. 11/12/2015, 10th loss by MTF ISO 17, LF2629 is now triggered, multiple Side 19 personnel and interior facilities with paint. -A3 and 4 manifest in Bioset Wing, causing a brief panic among surrounding personnel. Fortunately, due to pre-existing safety measures, no hazardous material is released. Good. 11/13/2015, Site Director 19 files request for neutralization of SCP-2629. Request denied by ethics. God damn. 2/3/2016, 11th lost by, yeah, same thing, same sentence. 10/16/2016, 12th lost, god damn, by MTM, trigger personnel and pain. -A5 accidentally exposed to a coherent hazard during encounter with SCP. -A5 does not demanifest with the rest of -A, spending the next 10 hours screaming and spraying a single wall with paintball before finally dematerializing. -A5 appears fully recovered on all subsequent encounters. Okay, so looks like almost looks like there's a reset when they teleport. Second attempt 2017, 13th loss by MTF. Okay, yeah. 5th, 3rd 2017. 14th loss, all the same still. 7th, 18th, 2017, 15th loss, and still, yeah, this is like multiple losses in a row. Look at the rate of MTF ISO 17 losses. We're getting multiple LF2629s in a year now. The rate of LF2629s have been steadily increasing, and they're only getting going to get worse. MTF Iota 17 may have some of the best trained people in the world, but they actually have been gaining experience for decades. It's only a matter of time before the skill gap closed. Anyone we recruit to fill a vacancy in MTF Iota 17 is going to need to be able to count on nearly 30 years of paintball experience, and that number is always growing. That's why we need to terminate SCP-2629, or at the very least seriously work its containment procedures. Not because of a childish frustration over having our facilities damaged, but because the current containment procedures are simply unsustainable. Dash A got bored of only thrashing their neighborhood. They're going to get bored with only thrashing Sat 19 eventually. Doctor. Side 19th Director. Yeah, I mean, teenagers, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It happens. Sadly, you can't really avoid that. But it must be annoying, especially because like now, it's kind of interesting like how the MTF agents are starting to lose. You feel like the mobile task force would like be more than well equipped to handle a round of paintball. Or maybe like as the doctor said, maybe they're getting smarter with like the specific MTF agents that they have to deal with all the time. And even if it's not the same MTF agents after a while, they still the MTF probably has a similar learning, like similar training, and then like, when they play paintball, it doesn't seem that different from the previous one. So this SCP can then learn, be like, oh yeah, he's just like the other guy. We can expose that because we know how they work. So maybe train your agents to like, I don't know, improvise a little bit. Use real guns. But yeah, no. I can imagine like after a while, after getting, I mean at the end, like just, they do technically have a way to handle it, but just the moment the alarm goes off, it's like, hey, hide all the valuables, get some protection for your eyes, and for your body. Either A, hide away, or I don't think they should participate in the paintball match because like it could cause more damage. But yeah, just hide away, hide everything valuable. Okay. I can feel my stuff getting really tired, but hey, this was fun. It was fun.